The Ghost of the Catacombs. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a hidden world, the catacombs. Originally limestone quarries, these dark, winding tunnels became the final resting place for over 6 million Parisians in the late 18th century. Among the bones and forgotten echoes, a chilling ghost story lingers, told by locals and daring explorers who venture into the depths of this eerie underground. The legend begins. In the late 1800s, a young artist named Pierre was captivated by the macabre beauty of the catacombs. Drawn to the bones arranged in artistic patterns and the solemn atmosphere, he began to spend his nights sketching the remains, hoping to capture the essence of those who had passed. One fateful evening, Pierre wandered deeper into the tunnels than ever before. The light from his lantern flickered ominously as he navigated the narrow passageways, each step echoing in the silence. Suddenly he stumbled upon a chamber filled with bones, arranged in an intricate design. Fascinated, he set up his easel to paint, losing track of time. As the hours passed, the air grew colder, and an unsettling feeling crept over him. He felt as if unseen eyes were watching from the shadows. Dismissing it as his imagination, Pierre continued to paint, unaware of the chilling presence that loomed nearby. A sinister encounter. As he finished the last stroke of his painting, he heard a whisper, soft yet distinct. "Leave this place." The voice sent shivers down his spine. He turned, but no one was there. Convinced it was a trick of the mind, he gathered his things and prepared to leave. As he turned to walk back, the tunnel seemed to twist and change around him. Panic rose within him as he realized he had lost his way. The walls, once familiar, now felt alive, closing in around him. The whisper returned, more insistent this time. "You must leave before it's too late." In the dim light, he saw a figure at the far end of the corridor, a ghostly apparition clad in tattered clothing, its face obscured by shadows. The figure raised a skeletal hand, beckoning him closer. Fear gripping his heart, Pierre turned and ran, but the labyrinth of bones seemed endless. The haunted pursuit. With every turn, the ghost followed, whispering warnings and lamentations that echoed through the tunnels. "You do not belong here. You disturb our rest." The sound of rattling bones filled the air, heightening Pierre's terror. He stumbled and fell, his lantern flickering before going out completely, plunging him into darkness. Desperate, he called out for help, but only silence answered. He could feel the cold breath of the ghost on his neck, the weight of centuries pressing down on him. Finally, summoning every ounce of strength, he sprinted through the darkness, following the faintest hint of light ahead. A narrow escape. After what felt like an eternity, Pierre burst through an opening, emerging into a small chapel adorned with flickering candles. Gasping for breath, he turned to look behind him. The ghostly figure stood at the threshold, watching with mournful eyes. "You may have escaped this time," it whispered, "but the catacombs will always remember." In a final surge of fear, Pierre dashed up the winding stairs that led to the surface. As he burst into the cool night air, he felt the weight of the underground lift from his shoulders. The aftermath. From that day on, Pierre never returned to the catacombs. He abandoned his art and moved far from Paris, haunted by the encounter. Whispers of his experience spread through the art community, and the legend of the ghost in the catacombs grew. Visitors to the catacombs today often speak of strange occurrences, cold spots, disembodied whispers, and fleeting glimpses of figures in the shadows. Many claim to feel an unseen presence following them, watching as they traverse the dark tunnels. Some even report seeing the ghostly figure of a man in tattered clothing, forever guarding the resting place of the long-forgotten souls beneath the city. So, if you ever find yourself wandering the streets of Paris, remember to tread carefully, especially near the entrances to the catacombs, for deep below the city's vibrant surface, the spirits of the past still linger, whispering warnings to those who dare to disturb their eternal slumber.